A lot of things are happening in the stock market right now. And with the S&P 500 being down today, roughly 2.5%, I think a lot of people are scared and in the panic mode. Especially since last week was also a very bad week for the stock market. Year to date, the S&P 500 is down more than 16%. In this video, I want to talk about the things that are happening right now in the stock market, and if we are in a market crash or that a potential market crash is coming. I'm very excited to see what you guys think about the current situation in the stock market. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments. My name is Thomas and this is Thomas Invest. I'm an investor looking for great stocks at great prices. Please subscribe to join the community and to receive multiple analysis every week, where I will tell you everything you need to know about the stock market. So first of all, a lot of people are talking about a market crash on YouTube. And I think it's a good thing that people are talking about these things. But I don't like to speculate whether the market crash will come this month, later this year, next year, or maybe even in 2 years. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter as well. Stock market crashes will always happen in the future. And it's a good thing. Unless you are not prepared for a stock market crash or when you bought a stock at a premium price, which wasn't necessarily justified. A lot of people do panic during the stock market crash. And this is where the mindset and vision are joining the party. In my opinion, there are 3 key moments when you buy a stock. In this illustration, I created 3 stages. So, you buy a stock because you think at some day in the future you can sell it at a higher price, or you want to collect the dividends, of course. So this is the first moment that will determine whether you will panic during a stock market crash or that you will be happy when a stock market crash is happening. When you buy a stock which is overvalued, and this can be of course by different reasons, you are paying a premium. And of course, one day in the future it may be justified, and this is when the first problem occurs. A lot of people say, I bought the stock for the long-term play. The stock goes down and they sell. But it's very important to know why the stock went down. Is it by fundamentals, or is it just because of the fear in the market, overreaction, or maybe a combination of all? So I think with buying a stock, it can make a huge impact on how you feel and react during stock market crashes. There are a lot of famous investors who talk about market crashes being the best thing that could happen. If you bought a stock at $50 and the market crashes, how would you like it at $40? And this is of course influenced by the reason of the market crash. But when there's an overreaction on certain news, it can be very interesting to buy more stocks at lower prices. So for me, it's very important to have stocks that are, in my opinion, worth the price they trade for. And this can be of course by future growth, which may justify the premium price, but also because they are undervalued right now. The next thing I want to talk about is the preparation for a stock market crash. In my opinion, one of the most important things is to have a cash position. Some people like it and some people don't, but I think it can help you a lot to have a cash position. Whenever a stock goes down maybe 10 or 20% and you want to buy it because fundamentals didn't change a lot and there was an overreaction, you want to have cash to buy the stock, of course. I do think the amount of cash should be higher than 10% at least of your portfolio. But this can be of course different for every investor and is of course influenced by the different things. But with at least 10% cash position, you can buy the stocks you want at lower prices. Another thing that's very important is to zoom out when a crash is happening, and not to panic of course. The S&P 500 is down 60% year to date, which is a lot. And a lot of people are selling their stock because of the panic in the market. But when you zoom out, you see that on the 1-year chart it's only down 3.8%. And on the 5-year chart it's almost up 70%. And it's probably the same with your portfolio. It takes time to grow, and when you check your last week, last month, or maybe even last year period, your stocks might have a negative return. But when you zoom out and check your 2, 3 and maybe even 5-year performance, you see you have a positive return. Or at least I hope you have. And you have to keep in mind that you don't want to sell your stocks next day, but maybe just in 10 years. The last thing I want to say is that a lot of people do stock picking, which means select a few stocks and buy them of course. But according to different researchers, most of people that buy stocks underperform the market average, or the S&P 500 for example. So don't be too proud to own an ETF which tracks the S&P 500 for instance. It's always nice to pick your own stocks and see them beat the market. But on average, just 20% of the investors do beat the market average. So with owning an ETF, I think you are a smart investor, and by selecting a few hand-picked stocks, you could also have the fun of beating the market average. But again, this is something you have to decide for yourself. Maybe you will get better at selecting stocks, and this is all learning process. But in my opinion, I think it's nothing to shame for when you own an SP500 ETF, for instance. My last tip for you is to re-evaluate your stocks. Buy the dip where you can and watch other YouTubers talk about the market crashes. Learn from these things, and you will get better every time a crash occurs. But keep in mind that the things they say may apply to a lot of people but can be different for you. It's the same with this video. This is working for me, but it may not work for you. So, remember to always do your own research and never fully trust on what I or other YouTubers say about a stock. I'm not a financial advisor and this content is just for entertaining purposes only. I hope you liked this video and I did bring some new insights to you. I would really appreciate a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to get notified when I'm posting a new video. Thanks for watching and I will see you in my next video.